Okay, so we are going to discuss the Programming 1 2021 paper from question 9 to 12. So use the following program to answer questions 9 to 12. So we've got a Java class here, ex1, and we have the main method. So the first line is basically, this is a two-dimensional array, right? So as we can see, we have two box brackets, which means it's an array of array. And then for the first row, which is the AR0, we have an integer array with one element. For the second row, we have integer array with two elements. So this is one element, this is two elements. Similarly, this is three elements, and this is a 4 elements array, right? Okay, so this is row 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? All right, so we have a for loop here. Okay, so I, j, k variables, and then there's a for loop and there's a nested for loop, right? And similarly, we have another for loop here outside, and it's also a nested for loop, right? So let's look at the questions. Which of the following is a valid number of rows available in the array? So in the array we have only 4 rows, right? So that's pretty obvious. It's only 4, right? So that's the answer. And then question number 10, which of the following are the number of columns available in the second row of the array? So the second row of the array, so it's asking number of columns available in the second row. So here's the second row, right? The number of elements is basically 2, right? So as you can see here, it's an integer array with 2 elements, so it should be 2. That's your answer. Okay, question number 11, which of the following is the generic name that can be given to the array? Okay, so if you look at this, single dimensional array, that is wrong. It's a two-dimensional array. We can call it arrays of arrays as well, but here the second option is array, this one, array of arrays with 5 rows, right? No, it's wrong. We have 4 rows only. And then the third one is array of arrays with 3 rows. That is also wrong. We have 4 rows, okay? And it's a ragged array. That's correct, right? Ragged array means it's a two-dimensional array, and each row might have different number of elements, right? Number of columns. So that's a ragged array. That's correct. It's correct. And then array of arrays with 2 rows, this is wrong, right? Okay, so we come to the last, the 12th question for this one. Which of the following is the output of the program? Okay, so in order to get the output, we will have to execute the program, right? All right, so before anything that I will just clear this out. Okay, all right, so as you can see, it's an array, and then it's an array of arrays with 4 rows, and the configuration is like this. So the first row 1, which is index 0, has only one element, so that's 0, 0. And then the second row, it has 2 elements, right? So this is like second row. Let's put 1 here. And the third row, it has 3 elements, right? And the fourth row, it has 4 elements, right? So that is So we have covered this. Basically I'm representing this in the memory, right? Okay, so now let's execute this for loop, right? So we have I, and we have j, and we have k, right? So these are the variables that we can run. Okay, so initially I is 0, so it's this I 0, I less than 4 is true, it will come here, right? So I'm just running the nested for loop at this point. So j's value is 0, and it goes up to j I minus 1, that is j 0 plus 1. So here I is 0, so 0 plus 1 is 1. So 0 less than 1, right? So instead of j we have 0, 0 less than 1 is true, and because of that it will come here, right? Now i's value is 0, j's value is 0, so array 0 0, so that is this guy, right? It will have the value k. What is the k's value? K's value is 0 at this point, right? So this guy will have the value 0, right? 0, and then that's a k plus plus. So k, now the k's value is becomes 1, right? I'll just use the same thing. K's value is 1 now. Okay, now it goes here, j plus plus, j's value was previously 0, now it becomes 1. Okay, 1 here, I need to evaluate this one. 1 less than or equal to I is 0 and plus 1, so 1 less than or equal to 1 is false. Because of that it will come out of the loop, right? So this nested loop is done at this point. Okay, so for the first round the next loop is done. Now where it will go is, so this loop is done, now it will go to I plus plus, so which means i's value will become 1, right? I's value becomes 1, so 1 less than 4 is true, right? And it comes here, j's value again starts with 0, so 0 less than 1 plus 1 is 2, right? So here i's value is now 1, so 1 plus 1 is 2, j is 0, 0 less than 2 is true, then it will come here. So array 1, instead of I we say 1, and j is 0, right? 1 0 means this guy. Now this value is k. K is now 1, right? So it is 1 now. Okay, so I'll just do a similar thing like that, so it's 1. Okay, and then k plus plus, k becomes 2, so it's this thing. Okay, plus plus, it becomes 2, right? And then it will come here, j plus plus, which is j becomes 1, 1 less than 2, right? 1 less than 2 is true, it will come here. So i's value is 1 and j's value is 1 as well, so 1 1, this guy, this box is now k, which is 2, right? And that is also done, right? And then so it will go to j plus plus, which is now j becomes 2, right? So 2 less than i's value is 1, right? 1 plus 1, which is 2 less than 2 is false, so this is false now. Because of that it will not go in, right? The loop terminates, the inner loop terminates. Okay, so this loop is done now, right? So again it will now go up to this point, right? The outer for loop, I plus plus, now I becomes, right, 2. Now we can see a pattern here, right? Now I becomes 2. So 2 less than 4 is true, right? And j's value is 0. 0 less than, now i's value is 2, right? So 2 plus 1 is 3. So 0 less than 3 is true. So it will come to this line, right? Now the j's value is 0. Right? J's value is 0. Okay. So let's do that. J's value is 0. So AR ij means 2 0, right? So 2 0 is this box and its value is k. What is the k value? Now it's 3. It's previously, now we did a k plus plus there, so it could have been 3. So it will be 3 here, right? So as you can see, there's a pattern here. What will happen is 3 4 5 and 6 7 8 9. So that's what's gonna happen. Okay, so we have this array populated now. So this AR array is now populated, right? Now let's come to the second bit, which is this guy, right? So that is where you have the system out println, right? So we should be able to see the output now. So let's execute this code. For I equals 0, I less than 1. So I is 0, so 0 less than 1 is true. It will go inside here. So let's execute the second for loop, right? I'll just create another box here. So we have I, we have j as another variable. Yeah, that's about it. So I is 0, j's value is 0 here, right? So 0 less than 1, 0 less than, so i's value is 0, right? So 0 less than 0 is false. No, 0 less than 0 plus 1, right? So 1. So that is true. It will come here. It will print system out println i's value is 0, j's value is 0. So that is array 0 0. That means this guy, right? So it will print, the print will, now this is the print. What will be printed is 0, right? And then it will go to the next line. The cursor will move to the next line, and now we go to j++. j++ means j's value was previously it was 0, now it becomes 1, right? Now it becomes 1. So 1 less than 1, so this condition, right? 1 less than 1 is false, because of that it will not go inside, right? So at that point this inner for loop is done. This guy is done, right? So it's done. I'll just delete them. Right, now it will go to this place. Okay, now we are at this place. So I++, which means I becomes 1, right? I becomes 1 now. So 1 less than 1 is false, right? So because of that it will not go inside. The loop is all done, right? So the only thing that will be printed is 0. Okay, so the answer is this. Okay, so we are done with that. Thank you very much.